Good evening, members of Spiritually Equipped Encounters here on YouTube. Uh, those who follow Spiritually Equipped Encounters on Facebook. Those who follow my showreel TikToks under APCS. And for those who come from other groups that share my live feeds, how's everybody doing this evening, or should I say early in the morning? Early morning. Hope everybody enjoyed uh, their Father's Day for all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed Father's Day, but to me Father's Day is every day. I don't see how they can title it for just one day because you're not a father for one day. You're not a mother for one day. You're a father and a mother daily. So, in saying that, it's something we should all be celebrating. Like it's just part of life. We got one viewer here. I don't know who it is. I know it's a little bit early, but I'm a little bit, you know, kind of winding down from a wonderful weekend that I had with my lovely wife. We went dancing, ballroom dancing yesterday. Mr. Wish. We hadn't danced in about almost 2 months or a month and a half, like almost 2 months. And when we got out there to dance, it was like riding a bicycle. Nothing, nothing different. We just went at it like we normally do. But when you do something, some activity out there, whether it's dancing, lifting weights, you're building up your muscles, your stamina, right? So when you go do it, is you look like how should I say it? Like Dancing with the Stars because you're so used to dancing with your partner, and it's just first in nature. I've been dancing all my life. That's the talent that I have. I know how to dance ballroom dancing. For those who don't know, it's called the Hano Country, and I guess I'm pretty good at it. I've been dancing since I was a kid. Uh, I used to dance in plays and all kinds of stuff. It made me do all those traditional Hispanic dances when I was a kid, and as I grew, it's like parties, quinceañeras, first in nature. How's everybody doing this evening? Let me see who we got here. Here we go. There's the trolls out of here. It's not like that, man. Where you know, that's not like that. Where in Central Texas, uh, I've seen fights, like at bars where they have conjuntos, but really, where I go, it's like everybody knows everybody in Central Texas, so it's like nobody's really trying to start nothing. I think some of the places where people want to start things is because they might be intoxicated or they might be doing something else that's within their system that makes them want to fight. But I haven't seen like all the times that I've gone out here in Central Texas, I haven't seen maybe people argue, but not a fight. Oh yeah, I'm doing good. Like I said, I celebrated Father's Day yesterday. Uh, went to a band. There was a band playing, and we just tore up the dance floor. Then today, my wife cooked out for Father's Day, and she did a real good job. And I can't ask for more. I feel blessed daily, loved and blessed. You know, you're welcome. I just want to say to whoever is trolling here right now, uh, there's going to be a time. There's going to be a time that all the fun and games are going to be over, because when things arise, many people are going to go down, and the first ones that are going to go down are the ones with the spiritual openings. I'm just being nice about it right now. You're going to be the first ones to go down. If you're the head of your household and you're about negativity, you're going to be the first ones to go down. That includes, because if you're teaching them how to act, how to be, if you're trolling, being negative, then your next of kin are going to fall too, because they're going to follow suit to you. So all I'm saying right now here in Spiritually Cryptid Encounters, you know, I know you're a real person. Why you troll me, I don't know. Uh, Sooner or later, you're going to have to grow up, because shit's going to hit the ceiling fan, man. I'm telling you right now. Uh, Shit's going to hit the ceiling fan, and you better be ready for it. That's all I can tell you. Oh, nothing much. I just see a lot of trolls here right now. I think whoever they are, I really don't care who they are, because honestly, you know, whoever they are, right? There's trolls that come and follow me. They don't they don't stand a chance against me spiritually, and they don't stand against a chance against me physically. I train daily, so you don't want to see me either way. I just to go to your groups or whatever you do, go somewhere else. Here it's not about. I'm not here to be playing games with no trolls. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, these people that troll, man, they never served our country. They've never been in a combat environment, so they wouldn't know how to. They wouldn't know. They don't know who they're dealing with. Just put it that way. They really don't know. If they think they have a bigger heart, or a will to never give up, well, they really haven't been in that situation where I've been to understand that situation. You got to do what you got to do to survive. You just don't understand, man. They don't understand who they're dealing with. They want to talk about all these other things that are man-made. They want to talk about Bigfoots. They want to talk about things that are in Middle Earth, and that the Earth is flat. They want to talk about all these things, but you just don't know who they're talking to, or who they're trying to disrespect. Uh, I wouldn't put my enemy in my shoes that what I've been at. Just put it that way, because I don't think they will be able to handle it. They wouldn't survive. They probably most likely, you know, will do something to themselves, because they wouldn't be able to handle taking a life, or seeing the things that I've seen in combat. They won't be able to handle it. And I see corn on the cob here. That's why you don't got your son, bro. Corn on the cob. That's why you lost your son, right? You don't want to be a man. You don't want to be a father. I don't even know. Should I even say? I didn't even want to say Happy Father's Day to you, man, because you're a deadbeat dad. I mean, shoot, you couldn't even support your son. Couldn't even work. Then you want people begging for money. You know, people to beg money, and you start uniting with these other crooked people that are they want to use you. So okay, let's go mess with these people, and you know, you'll be my little secret squirrel spy. You know, secret corner of the cob spy. And the thing you all have in common is you're like corn of the cobs. Oh, that triggered you there. That triggered you, corn of the cob. I'm gonna say Happy Mother's Day. I mean, Happy Father's Day to your ex-wife, man, because she's the one that's taking care of little Hunter. I'm gonna tell her Happy Father's Day. How about that? You like that? Did it trigger you? Did it trigger you? That's sad, man. And your wife is doing the father's job. Your ex-wife is doing the father's job, and whoever her significant other is doing your job as a father because you're just a deadbeat dad. Ain't that funny? That's funny, ain't it? Yeah, he didn't like that one. The same folks that are affiliated, they're all like how's the saying go? Uh they're, I mean, I'll say military style. They're maggots. Yeah, there used to be a game like that. Yeah, it's like these people that have the content that they put out is ridiculous. Uh, is stuff that's kind of like just of the imagination because they really don't have no evidence of anything. Uh, so it's kind of like they come over here, troll me, and try to steal my content or the stories that I share. And then you know, they don't even, they're not into it like that spiritually like I am. Now I'm a spiritual person for a reason. Where I've been and what I've seen, you know, uh, is something that they probably will never experience because they never placed their life on the line by serving the military. I serve the military, and I've been in those areas where, you know, people want to say it's top secret, or people want to say that certain things are in the area. Well, we're the first ones to go when something like that happens. You know, whether it's war or something's going down somewhere, we're the first ones. So I've seen things. It's just some things I can't talk about, but spiritually I can. I was in the army. So you were born in 1986. You were 3 years old when I joined the military. Yeah, you were 3 years old. Uh, well, you know what's the name? One was born in 1986, and Runner said he graduated in 86. I graduated in 87 from high school. My older brother graduated in 1986. Yeah. Oh, there's this trolls, man. Uh, and I know it's not just one person called Corn the Cob. I know it's many others. And, the only thing I can say about these people, they come at me in a negative way when I'm trying to do my show is, you ain't nothing to me. I don't go messing around in your channel or anything like that. I'll be busy sometimes that I'm not just all about watching podcasts. I do other things. But when I do a podcast, I'll do a podcast of what I like to talk about, and that's the spiritual aspect of things. Yes, I knew people that were in the Korean War, Vietnam, World War II, and World War One when I was growing up. My grandfather was born in 1890 something or 1880 something. My grandmother was born in 1914. You know, so I got to be in her life a little bit, uh, and many before them. In the Korean War. Yeah, I wanted to share something that happened to me today. In the morning, I went to go buy me some breakfast. I went to eat some breakfast, and when I walked in the restaurant, because I ate in the restaurant, there was nobody but the door. So I ate my breakfast or my lunch brunch because it was lunchtime. And when I walked at the door, there was this young guy like sitting down by where the door is, and he asked me if I had any change. I seen he had a little brown bag where somebody had given him something to eat. And I was gonna walk away, and I gave him $5. And he see I had the other $3, and he said, "Hey, do you think I can have the other, the other one?" So I give him $1, and he had $6. And then I just looked at it. I was gonna walk away, and I said, "You know what? I just gave it to him. Give him $8." It was a young guy, had to be in his 20s, early 20s. He said he was from Arizona. Uh, that he was living with his girlfriend. Uh, that they broke it off, and now he's stranded here in Texas, and he has no place to go. And this what he was telling me the story. And he's like, I can sense that he was gonna, how should I say confused of the situation of where he's at right now. Being homeless. So I could see how that could be frustrated because you got no place, you don't have no money, you have to reestablish yourself. So I just was talking to him, and it's like I could sense that he had a spirit of confusion upon him. So I just told him, look, I said there is a way you can do things better for yourself, but you have to work. You can't just give up in life. There is jobs, there's industry jobs here where you can go, and they're hiring 24/7. They work day shift and night shift. You can establish yourself up, and find a job. But he was from Arizona, but he was trying to here in Texas. So I don't know. Maybe uh, if he needs a way back to Arizona, maybe I can buy him a ticket to go back home. You know, with his parents. If I see him again, I might offer him to buy him a ticket to go back home to Arizona. Yeah, but this Joker's here, man. The people that hide behind the fake profiles, I'm not even gonna call them men because it's men that are doing this, and I'm not gonna have no respect towards them in any kind of way, shape, or form. Plain and simple. They just keep on jumping in here, uh, trolling. That's all they do. They said, let's go mess with Brother Abe. See, let's go mess with the veteran. I still have all the energy I had when I was in the military. Dance the same way. Have I stay active. I work out. So thank you, angelic spirit. It's kind of like I don't want to talk about things that I don't see. Like sometimes my cousin, sends me videos like that's on TikTok or yeah on TikTok. Send me one about the Llorona. You can literally tell that it's AI Llorona. Then another one where somebody just crying, and to me, it sounds like a regular woman just crying. In which I debunk it as hoax or a fraudulent video. But I see a lot of things like that. I think I was seeing Star Wars on TV, and they had a little Ewok running around. I think you could see Chewbacca how he was dressed. You can literally tell it's a costume, right? But when you look at those movies and then you look at the videos and people say it's a Bigfoot or a dog man, you can literally tell it's a person in costume. It's ridiculous, man. And people get pissed off because I don't fall into the pool crap that they're trying to tell people. You know what I'm saying? I don't fall for that crap. To me, I'm just gonna call it as I see it. Air Force, thank you for your service. I know the Air Force has some good dining facilities, better than the mess hall from the Army. Their dining facilities is kind of like eating at Luby's. Very fancy dining facilities. They give them the best of the best food. We get a Michelle. I don't know. All I'm saying is, there's people that come in here with the fake profiles. It's like it's funny to me, because I know that some of them have their own podcast and all this. So it's like they do their podcast, and the next thing you know, they have an alter ego, and the alter ego is let's go troll Brother Abe, and we can pretend we're a troll. In which, to me, that's stupid. On bottom line, that's that's saying a lot about you as an individual when you're supposed to be you have a supposedly a good podcast, but then you have to change your whole personality demeanor because you're not man enough to tell me, hey, I got a problem with you. I don't mind talking to somebody about our differences or whatever. I don't mind, but when you go off and you can even be a man to let me know you have a problem with me, and you have to pretend you're somebody else. That's ridiculous. That's childish and ridiculous. I'm a spiritual person. If if you're being demonized as you to be trolls, I guess I could say I will pimp slap the demon out of you, backhand you, back that backhand the demon out of you through Jesus Christ, make you come back to reality real quick. And then this the God and His truth. You come at me sideways, look at me sideways, I'll slap the demon out of you so hard that your eyes will go straight back to normal. Yeah, yeah. I'm straight up. I don't need to pretend to be anybody else. I'm here on my just making a quick video. Sharing. Like I shared the story of this guy. Blessed with some money. Young guy from Arizona, and the thing about that is he said he was from Arizona. Uh, if whoever's been watching this, I have a nephew that's over there in Arizona right now. He used to be in the army. He's working for a union over there. This guy went up here. He said it was with a female, and they broke it off. Now he's living in the streets. I don't know. I didn't see no track marks or anything like that. He was talking to me normal. He's just in a situation. But for those who know of when we speak about Arizona, and we always bring up this is dealing with shapeshifter skinwalkers, the natives of Central Texas area, the Tonkawas. Uh, when they were here in Central Texas, they were affiliated with the U.S. Cab on horse regiments, where they were their scouts. Literally, the scouts where they would help them hunt natives or wanted, whether they were Cherokee, Apache, or whatever natives there were, right? So this Takawas would track them down. As they tracked them down, just thank you. As they would track them down, they were good hunters, good trackers and hunters. They didn't believe in agriculture, but because they were hunters, so they liked to eat meat. I remember a story where this cab soldier, they had captured a wanted native as they captured him. He was trying to find the scouts or the Tonkawan natives that had captured, help them capture I think it was a Cherokee that they had captured. Uh, when he found them, they had killed the Cherokee, and they were eating. They were cannibalistic. They were eating his body parts, his insides. Um, that's what they were known for. Is they were cannibalistic, in which there was the Comanches, the Cherokee, the Apaches. They had it out for them because they had killed a lot of their family members in that manner. So they'll say they were evil. They were evil. They were evil because of what they would do. So what happened is they all gathered up together and they came hunting for them here in Central Texas. And it was a massacre. They had killed a lot of them till I can't remember the name of the general. The government interfered and stopped the massacre. So they got the remainder of the Tonkawas and they moved them to Oklahoma. When they were in Oklahoma, they started doing the same thing. They started cannibalizing people over there. So the person in charge of Oklahoma said, "We're not having this here." They sent them back to Texas. When they sent them back to Texas, and other natives came and they went on a killing spree again. So So the governor intervened again, and he moved them towards New Mexico and Arizona. Right. What does this all have in common? Okay, I named states. I named Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. What do they have in common? Is that you got to remember they were cannibalistic. So in all these areas that I'm speaking of, those are some of the main areas where people are spotting the shapeshifter, skinwalker, possibly Wendigo, since they ate flesh. That these are the locations that they're being spotted, right? Because they're cannibalistic. So when I met the young guy, he said it's from Arizona. It's just like it seemed weird to me. I still stayed there and listened to him because I was feeling his spirit. Uh, when I give him some money, But you got to remember that the shapeshifter skinwalker can take different manifestations. So that's why I kept my guards up, but I still blessed them with some money because you don't know uh, who you're talking to at times. But he didn't mention Arizona. So when he said Arizona, there was like a question mark for me because of the investigations that I do, of the encounters that I've had with shapeshifter skinwalkers. A question mark. A possible shapeshifter skinwalker. Okay, he said Arizona. We're here in Texas. So how you got here? I asked him, how'd you get here? He never said. He never said how he got here in Texas or nothing. It was just a quick conversation I had with him. Yeah, the limestone, like I tell you, limestone stores energy, and that's why there's a lot of paranormal activity, like on creeks, uh, lakes, or anywhere where there's limestone. Could be on a ridge, could be where there's limestone, there's activity. You're gonna catch paranormal activity and possibly demonic activity because you use that energy to manifest. Like me, I have a good heart. I listen. If I do run into him again, I'll help him out again. If I see that he's really a person, I'm willing to buy him a ticket so he can make it back home with his parents. Because his parents are still alive. I know where he hangs out, where he was at. So maybe I'll go tomorrow if I see him again. Then I'll try to help him out. And see how I can get him a ticket to make it back to where he comes from in Arizona. Oh, they're around here, Central Texas. The Skinwalker shapeshifters, they're around. What people don't understand is the same activity that's on top of the ground is underground. Miners used to have a lot of incidents with the paranormal, and it's because of the energies of when they're digging, the coal miners and the gold miners, any kind of mine. They have all kinds of paranormal activity in the mines and outside of the mines, especially if there's a water flow, which there's, like I said, limestone, which will pick up that activity. People want to talk about the middle earth and all this stuff. There's limestone and other minerals minerals that have energy that things can use that to manifest. You can't take out the paranormal just by saying, well, there are other creatures. There's different levels in the Middle Earth. Uh, that there's different. Nobody's been to the Middle Earth, right? First of all, nobody's been to the Middle Earth to see anything. First of all, it was just somebody's theory. Nobody's been to the Middle Earth, but I know that there's minerals that things manifest, in which most likely they will see something. They will hear something because of the manifestations, possibly spirit might take, or a demonic spirit might manifest too by using that energy. So it's not really that there's something in the Middle Earth, it's the energy that causes manifestations like that. You It doesn't matter if it's in the earth. It doesn't matter if it's in the ocean. It doesn't matter if it's in the sand. It's just part of the elements. No, I was help out people spiritually and bless them because if they're being placed in my way, then I feel that they're being placed in my way for a reason. So I help them. It's like I gotta follow my heart. And that's what I do. I help out the individuals. I don't tell them. Are you a subscriber of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters? I mean, they're struggling as it is. It's like that's what churches do, right? Are you a member of my church? People that want to get help. Are you a member of our congregation? I said, no, man. If the Heavenly Father's blessing somebody in your path, help out the fella. Doesn't matter if they're homeless or not. That's that's God is placing that individual in your path for a reason. Trust me, I can tell the difference if somebody's doing drugs or they're not doing drugs. This guy was just real thirsty and he was hungry, you know, and I blessed the guy. Can't act a hard ass all the time. If I was one of those people, a veteran that didn't give a damn, I wouldn't be helping nobody, right? That's not who I am. I've always been a person that's cared, and I try to help out as many people as possible. I still walk barefooted. I used to play barefooted, and you know, I remember nails going through my feet because I had no shoes on, rusty nails. Man, those were the days. Playing soccer on land, and you're kicking the ball, and then all of a sudden you kick a rock that's is stuck in the ground, and there goes your toenail. You break your toenail, your toes bleeding. Yeah, I remember those days. Walking on the street when it's 110, 115, barefooted, or drinking water out of the hose, and you got to let it run a little bit because nothing but hot water is coming out. By the time a little bit of fresh water, like cold water, comes out, or semi-cold. I used to be in shorts, barefooted, with no shirt. It was so hot over there in South Texas when I grew up. I didn't want to put a shirt because I wanted to stay fresh. Uh, I even got to taste some well water. I had some friends that live in a ranch, and then when I would go work up in Lubbock in the ranch, they have well water also. That's not a good. It doesn't taste good. You have to boil it. So instead of drinking the water, we would just go get water from town. Fill out some the water igloos with water when we used to go work up north in Lubbock, or should I say in small town Anton, Texas, in between Anton and Littlefield. That's where we used to go for the summers when we're migrant workers. So we'll go work in sometimes there, sometimes we'll go work in Arkansas. Yeah, it's like just a crazy world, you know. There's some crazy people. I mean, like I was as soon as I got in here, they surfaced up out of nowhere. It's like, man, come on. If you're gonna talk to me with your original name, so I know who I'm talking to. Don't come in here trolling with different profiles and saying the same things with all the different profiles. Be your, be yourself. You know. If those trolls were under my supervision when I was in the military, I would smoke them. I would smoke the hell out of them. I will make them become from mama's boys to real men. I would mold them that way, but I would smoke the hell out of them to for them to become somebody, not to rely on the mama. Yeah, nothing but the you taste the hose. Possibly how many people got sick back in the day too, because of the chemicals that are the hose are made out of. Uh, could have what is it called? Is it asbestos? You know, I think when Camp Lejeune, a lot of people were drinking the water, and something was wrong with the water supply over there. That a lot of people got cancer and stuff like that. I think there was a lawsuit going on. Just I know our old water plant, they destroyed it. They brought it down because it had asbestos in it in the pipes, and a lot of people in my town were getting cancer, getting sick. They were getting the side effects of asbestos. A lot of homes were created out of that. Some of the paint had lead in it. I mean, I think there was somebody talking about he had a bar where this ghost were drinking after hours, and I'm thinking that's one thing I forgot to mention is maybe there was lead in the wall, lead maybe he had lead paint in the walls that he didn't know about, or maybe the pipes that where he was getting water or whatever, maybe they had asbestos, which it could cause hallucinations. That's another thing. That's what it does. They cause the lead paint in the walls cause hallucinations. How about this one? When it was mosquito season and you got the city guy running with a smoke from block to block uh, to keep the mosquitoes away, right? And the children are running behind it, playing around. That right there, chemicals in there, it can mess you up too. That's a form of how should I say it? Mm, we there's exposure. There's temporary exposure where it's not that bad because it only happens when they will pass it around. But then if they will pass it daily, and then you can have long-term exposure or side effects from it. People that work in the fields, they would do that for a living. They worked around all those chemicals, uh, the chemicals that they would place out there that will kill the bugs. It will kill weeds. That could affect you, which could cause such things as cancer and all that. The exposure to it. Yeah, a lot of things. There's always something new. Medication has side effects. You know, the side effects are severe. If something, they're probably worse than the condition you have. You know, you hear people with diabetes, taking the medicines, and the next thing you know, they're losing a limb because the side effect of the medicine was worse than the diabetes that they had. Because the side effect was possibly gangrene or something of that nature. So many things out right now that can affect you later on in life. That's why you have to be careful. And what you do, the vape is prime example of that. You know, people vaping and vaping, and the next thing you know, I seen where a female was vaping. Next thing you know, she's making a video that she's real sick in the hospital. That they found all kinds of pieces of like metal in her body and stuff like that. She's literally dying because she was vaping all the time. Thank you, brother L. Vaping is one of them. You got that other drug that people were talking, the fentanyl. They put it into everything nowadays. That you got to be careful what you're getting from, for those that are on the bad road doing drugs. They put it in everywhere. Uh, whatever your drugs you're using, they even put it in, I believe, in Jello shots. So, you know, I wouldn't be buying anything from anybody if I don't know who they are. But you hear it where people are dying from that. A lot of people. Of course, you could say a lot of other drugs, the flaca, killing themselves, aging. You ever seen those pictures where people look when they're healthy, and then the after picture of when they've done a drug, how they look, which they look completely different. Yeah, those are some. Those are the things that are killer right there. Yeah, bottled water can have a side effect too. But I rather drink bottled water than faucet water. I've been drinking bottled water for a long time. Yeah, the baby man is a killer. I'm telling you. I've seen a female that vaped one, I think like one or two times, and next thing you know, she wound up in the hospital, and then they're trying to figure out what's wrong with her, and they found all kinds of metal in her body, some of her organs, in her lungs, you know, that they have her like in the hospital. She was making the video on, I believe on Instagram. She was crying. It only takes one time for somebody to get affected by it. Just wish people will listen. I've seen videos where people are missing their bottom lip from dipping, or they got cancer, or they're missing, you know, because they have cancer because of nicotine. Yeah, just a lot of things, you know. I was coming in here to make, you know, I know everybody's relaxing for Father's Day, and I was just trying to make a video. You know how I normally come and make a video, but then as soon as I pop in, I see all these people trolling. The trolls are gone right now. And it's like, come on, man. Can you give it a break? You know, I don't care who you're affiliated with. I don't care if you have many personalities. Just keep all that to yourself. Go go do that personality on your group, on your podcast. Keep that to yourself. You know, you can come if you can come at me real, don't come at me at all. You know, it's like I said, I don't got time to be listening to every podcast somebody makes. You know, I just may share my short reels of what I catch. I know y'all been seeing the short reels that I've been placing, but I place a short reel of a shapeshifter, or should I say, skinwalker. No, normally a skinwalker, they wear they have the hide or the fur on top of their head, right? So imagine the fur could be like this, but their face is facing the other way. So when the head that's up here turns, then you're able to see the normal face if the face is sideways. And that's how they trick you. You know, you're thinking that you're seeing the animal, but then when they turn the head, is them looking at you, or you see the animal looking sideways, but the skinwalker is looking at you because his face is lower. I placed a short reel of that, you know, how it looks. You know, but they're in disembodied form, the skinwalker shapeshifters. They're not here in the flesh. How you doing, Jason? It's kind of like this, man. I don't mind doing podcasts with people, you know. Uh, so long they keep it real with me, we good, you know. But if somebody is trying to play games, or they're putting them out there trying to set me up for failure, which, you know, when I speak the truth, there's no way you can set me up for failure if I'm being truthful. 100% truth. You just, you know, you dislike me. You just talk about it. You know, I'm still going to continue to do my spiritual encrypted encounters, regardless whether you like my content or not. You know, it's like I'm just doing my works of my experiences, right? I'm not looking into all this what ifs and uh, all this other theories. I'm not looking into nothing like that. I'm just looking at to what's been placed in my path in life, what's crossed in my path, and that's why I say the stories that I say. I say them from my experiences. If That's what I do. But at the same time, I can tell when somebody is, that how the saying goes, full of it. You can tell when somebody is, how should I say it, fabricating a story. When the story's not making no dang sense. You can tell that that's being fabricated. That it doesn't seem right. Doesn't feel right. You know. But that's you have to go with follow your spirit. Your spirit will let you know if what's being said is in truth or not. Yeah, but what I wanted to initially talk about was, because I run to this, I talk about how, notice my title said about how I fight this unseen forces uh, with the Love Foundation. And I wasn't talking about trolls. It's not about the trolls because the trolls are people with issues. What I was talking about is about something completely different, in which they always surface up to me, uh, no matter where I go or what I do. Like especially when I go out, I always run into people from the other side of the balance. They'll say something to me, or like there's something, or they're trying to pretend themselves to be something powerful through what they practice. I ignore them because I know that through Jesus Christ, I can overcome wherever comes at me in a negative way. So I just ignore those individuals, but they come to me all the time. You know, that's why I was talking about fighting spiritually through a love foundation. And what I mean is people that do not believe in Jesus Christ. It's people that belong to the other side of the balance because that's who they're affiliated with. That's what they do. So I guess the trolls got all excited. They got all excited that they think I was talking about it. I didn't say trolls. So I don't see how should I say, they thought I was talking about them. I wasn't. I was talking about things of the balance. When we talk about brujos, I mean, not only they're part of a hillbilly corn on the cob cult. I guess we can include them too, right? Hillbilly cult, corn on the cob cult. But I don't run into brujos or witches or warlocks eating corn on the cob. That's the thing. It's just people that I know that they're affiliated with the dark side because certain things that they say, and I'm still here. You know, I'm not. I don't flee from my enemies. I just I just smile at them with the Love Foundation. When I smile at them with the Love Foundation, it just gets them even more upset. The reason I'm smiling is because you don't have to tell me what you're about. I already know because spiritually, I can sense what's within you and around you. At the same time, you're still a human being, and I'm a human being. I just maintain my smile. I'm not gonna let nobody break that my smile, or change my demeanor, no matter what they believe in or who they're affiliated with. I'm just gonna continue to do me. Uh, I don't think it's. I don't know. I just they know what I'm about. Uh, they know spiritually what I'm about. They might get me confused because of certain people in my family that were affiliated with the dark side, you know, of the balance. Maybe that's why they get me mixed up because they can sense something like that, but that has nothing to do with me. because that place is just Christ first. I'm sorry, Islami, that you feel that way. If your people were the ones that were killing the Kuwaitis, the women and children, if they were related to you. Well, I'm sorry that we had to liberate Kuwait. They were killing innocent women and children over there. We found the mass grave sites of innocent women and children. So you feel offended because we defeated the Medina Republican Guard and Saddam Hussein. I'm sorry that we took it upon ourselves as men to get rid of the cowardly enemy. And in saying that, you can see your way out of here too. I think you've seen what happened to Saddam Hussein. Didn't get sprung on national TV for the acts of genocide. What happened to him? Tell me there, Mr. Salami or whatever your name is. What happened? What happened to Saddam Hussein for genocide, even killing his own people? What happened to him? Tell me. Talk to me. Talk to me. I'm your huckleberry. Talk to me. What happened to him? We all seen it. Who remembers what happened to Saddam Hussein? And somebody said, what happened to Saddam Hussein when he got found guilty for genocide of breaking the Geneva Conventions? What happened to him? What happened to Saddam Hussein? What happened to him? He got sprung, didn't he? Yeah, that was a corn of the cob, pretending to be somebody else with a different. Uh, he didn't even spell it right. But we know what happened to Saddam Hussein. Yeah. Yeah, they got these people that come at me, man. Whoever they are, I more or less know who they are because a little bit told me about them, what they were going to try to do. I've been knowing. I've been knowing for months. I just go with the flow of things, and just because I don't believe in a lot of things that other people believe in, and like when the people say they're vampires, they said they're modern day vampires. Like you give yourself a title, but doesn't mean that you're a vampire. Oh, I'm a werewolf. Just because you say you're a werewolf doesn't mean you're a werewolf. Let me see your transformation. Let me record it, and we'll go live on YouTube that you're transforming into a werewolf or a vampire. No, it's people with issues there that wish it could be a demonic possession. It could be them being spiritually bonded. You see it all the time. People pretend to be dogs. People pretend to be cats. That's a form of a possession. And I'm sorry, I'm not into the count. I count the one. I count the two. I count the three. I count the four. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not into the Teen Wolf movies. I'm just saying, people that claim that they're this or that, well, show me. I come from the show me state. Show me. Show me you can become this. I think till this day, all these people that claim they can do this and that, they don't do it. because it's all, not that they're crazy, because they're being bonded, controlled to think that way. So we just served our country, where it's at. You're telling me to take off my hat, but when I was out there fighting for my country, I was fighting proudly, because that's what my job was, to to protect and defend all Americans, or to wherever they send us. I was just following orders. Somebody said, "How dare you say that?" Abe said, "BS." I don't know, Jason, what we was talking about. I don't know who you're responding to, Jason. So how dare you say that? Abe said, "Bullshit." Oh, yeah, that salami guy was Oklahoma. That was corner of the cob. I could tell that it was him because he writes the same things over and over with different profiles. So I already know who that was. Or it could be somebody pretending to be him. And they're just coming in here to interrupt my live feed. I don't know. That saying, how the saying goes, haters are going to hate. But it is what it is. I don't got time to be pampering anybody or giving them a box of Kleenex because they're not liking what I'm saying. I'm just speaking what I speak. Just following orders. I'm not in the military no more. But when I was in, we had to follow orders. I was happy when I got my honorable discharge. Every time you re-enlist, you have to be out of the military to come back in the military. Every time you re-enlist in the military. But at the end, I got my honorable discharge, and I was happy that I got a abdominal indigestion. Grew up past the Red River. Yeah, I have no reason to lie about the stories. I would even take people. I just don't want to endanger people if I take them to some of these areas where it's hot. Not if they're not spiritual ready, you know. I mean, shoot, because it's hot and heavy. This shapeshifter skinwalkers that are in these locations in Central Texas, they're very territorial of the areas. I believe it's a lot of native in your burial ground, but they're territorial. They're the ones that are. Some of them cause accidents that make cars get in wrecks because uh, just all kinds of chaos and havoc. That's what they're about. But yeah, I was just talking about what I was talking about is it's like I hadn't gone out in about almost 2 months, a month and a half, And I finally go take him to a dance, and all these people that belong to the other side of the balance want to come my way and trying to pretend like they're friendly and all this stuff, but they say certain things that I know they're throwing me, telling me things spiritually indirectly, like like they're trying to do something to me. So all I do is I tie by the rebuke of Jesus Christ's name within myself. So whatever they're trying to do, it doesn't work, And then I go dance with the main person of them that's in charge of all of them, which was an old lady. Not because uh, I was afraid of her, just to let them know that I belong in a higher echelon through Jesus Christ. That I'm not worried about somebody that's in charge of them, because Jesus Christ is with me. They still got a spirit. They're still a person, right? God loves all the children. Uh, he just wants his children to repent for their sins, that even they can be saved. But yes, I was running to that. It's, you could say, the story of my life. Running to people of that side of the balance. They're trying to figure out, well, how does he know this lady that, and I already know about this lady, who she is and what she was about a long time ago, when I was younger, when I was like 19, 20 years old, when I was in the military, when I got stationed in Fort Hood. I mean, she told me what she stood by, and I told her what I stood by. That I stood by Jesus Christ. We spoke about it one time, and we left it at that. Well, she meant she took a manifestation of a young lady, a young woman. She was like around my age. I was uh, like 19 when I was there. Uh, that's how she looked. Till I went to her home, her apartment. She went to the room. She still was into young woman's form. But it's when I fell asleep and when I woke up, that it wasn't the young female. She was around my age. Didn't look like her anymore. It looked like an old lady with white hair. Her eyes rolled back white, way completely different. And I was looking for the other girl, but there's only two rooms there. There was the when you walk in, there was a kitchen and like a little living room, kitchen with living room, and then the other room was the bedroom, and I guess a restroom. But that's what I witnessed. Yeah, what I'm trying to say, the manifestation she took originally was of a young woman. So we were walking. She invited me to go to her place. She said, "Well, it's too far for you to walk to the billets. It was kind of cold that night, so you can spend the night, and then you just gonna walk back to the billets in the morning." I said, "Okay, well, thank you for the hospitality." I got in there. I was in that area where the the kitchen, and there was a sofa. I laid down on the sofa while she went into her bedroom. Then she called me that I could go lay down in there. But when I seen her, she was like literally naked, you know. But I was tired, and I just lay down with my clothes and went to sleep. I didn't think nothing of it. So when I woke up, I could hear a pounding sound because the floor was like wood. And when I looked, there was somebody sitting Indian style in the entrance, but she wasn't beside me. And then that's when I seen this old woman with white hair and her eyes rolled back white. Blood was coming out of her hand, and like foam was coming out of her mouth, where you could say she was demonized, or that was part of a manifestation, and I just went around her, went to the main door that I entered. We had a lot of locks, like they were someone looking at her like that, and I just walked out and ran back to the village. I was flying. O.J. Simpson didn't have nothing on me. Usain Bolt didn't have nothing on me. If there was Olympics at that time, I would have won. I'll still have the world record right now. That's how fast I was flying when I seen that. At that time I was 19. I'm not as didn't have the wisdom and knowledge that I have now. But you gain wisdom and knowledge from those kind of experiences. Thank you. Yeah. I think I was running so fast that if a DDM would have manifest, I would have passed them up. That's how fast I was running. I was even running faster than the wind, man. Faster than the Wendigo. I was running like fast. I had the perfect, I had the perfect form and everything, man. I was cutting the wind, man. Like I was flying. If I find that statue of the witch, I'll try to. Somebody said they were looking for it. She was called the Erlang Strawberry Fist Witch. That's what they would call her. They had a statue of the Strawberry Fist Witch, which was the same lady I seen stabbing the floor with. I wasn't there long enough to know. The only thing I can tell you is this. Yeah, have y'all ever seen that movie? What was it called? I think he had one of Bruce Willis' daughter in the movie, where there were foreign students and they were in a foreign country and they got kidnapped and they started torturing them. Well, that's what it reminded me of. What was the name of the movie that I'm thinking of? All I know was about like students that got kidnapped and they got drugged up and there was some foreign, they were in a foreign country and they started getting killed by torture. But when I was in Germany, uh, found out that there was a lot of people missing. A lot of Americans were missing. A lot of soldiers while they were in Germany, and they counted them as AWOL, the soldiers, where they never returned back to the unit. Hostile. There you go. Hostile. When I was in Germany, there was a lieutenant female that was running where she lived. She disappeared. Then a lot of other people started disappearing. And I would say this to the people. I said, why are you saying the AWOL? I mean, why would somebody want to go AWOL in a foreign country? Why would they just go AWOL in the United States? Why in a foreign country? I think to this day, there's still people that are under that. Well, they consider them AWOL, but after a while, then they consider them like what is it called? There's another word. Like they deserted the military, but a lot of people wind up disappearing that way. They just don't hear about it too much. I remember coming out of the bar and I was walking. It was cold. I was walking down the sidewalk and I felt something. And when I looked through the parallel vision, I seen a car moving real slow. I see some bushes to my right, and I jumped over and I got low to the ground behind some bushes. Then that car sped up and pulled up where I would probably be walking because I jumped and hid behind the bushes. When it pulled up, it was two guys with black, like long coats that had machine guns on them, and they were talking to each other in the language that they were speaking. And then they got in the vehicles and they took off. But that could have been me. But I went with my instinct. When I seen them take off, I got jumped out of those bushes and I ran back to the bar I was in. Let the other soldiers know what was going on. So they all came out of the bar. But by then, they were already gone. I reported that situation to my first sergeant. They reported it higher. So then they made they put an order for people not to go by themselves out to the economy, that they had to go in a group of 4 or 6 people. Yeah. Then you got this guy over here coming in here talking about BS and all this with a fake Muslim name. Uh, we have people disappearing in Germany before even the war happened in uh in the battle the Operation Desert Storm happened. There's people already disappearing in Germany. Well, if they can be found, they can call them POWs because it's not a combat environment. They just call them deserters. How you doing, Sister Linda here? How you doing, Sister Claire Ellis? I was in Erlangen, Germany. I was in Ferris Barracks, 135 Armor. Uh, Erlangen, Germany. It was near Nuremberg, Germany. You got Wurzburg, but Nuremberg was close. We had to take a train to go to Nuremberg. Uh, but yeah, it's just, yeah. You're welcome. In Munich, they had the Oktoberfest, but in Erlangen, they had the Strawberry Fest. It's kind of like every town had its own man-made beer. When I was in Germany, uh, they would have some, uh, what do they call it? Uh, Volks marching or Volks walking, where you could walk down the trails, and after a certain amount of walking, there's a post where there's beer. You drink a beer, and you keep on walking, and then they go to another post, and you get another beer. Pretty cool. Yeah, but the beer there, it's got a lot of yeast, so you gain weight because the beer has a lot of yeast in it. Warburg. Oh, yeah, it will get real cold over there. In well, I never. There were some people that were stationed in Walflicken, and they said that it was real cold over there. Luckily, I didn't get stationed there. I was. We used to go training in Grafenwehr and in Homfels. I like eins helle Weiße bitte, eins Uso. They put that Cool Whip in the Uzo and they light it up and you grab it like that and just chug it. I drank Raksiputsi. That shit. I drank the Raksiputsi one time and it burned my throat. And I woke up with hairs on my chest. That's how strong the Raxiputsi liquor was, that it burned your throat. And I woke up with hair on my chest. They were giving free drinks away after we come back from the war. So I drank me like 7 of them. So I just didn't know I was gonna grow hair on the chest after I drank the that hard liquor. 11 beer. The Guinness was like water oil. The Guinness, uh, but I like the Helles Weissen. You get the darker Weissen, but I like the Helles Weissen, like light beer. I could drink that. They go 1 liter, like they go more like. Man. When I was there, the mark was not that much when I was stationed there. But I wasn't even there 2 years. I was there. I think I just got to spend like a couple of months because I was there not even a year. They sent me to Operation Desert Storm. Come back. They sent me on leave. I come back and to Germany, and they said that our unit was deactivated. So we had to start tearing everything down because we're going to give the billets back to the Germans. And then that's when I got sent back to the States. Jägermeister. Yeah. The fest beer, I remember dancing on the tables with Germans, and the the picnic table caved in, or they just broke. Everybody was sliding, beer was flying everywhere. Then there was this old man with a little hat, and he was like, the ladies, they were dancing with the beer mugs. They had some big arms. They could hold like 15 or 20 mugs in their hands. You pick one up and it's heavy as hell. That's how strong they were. Man, I had a blast, man. I don't know how many times when I was there that I slept on a wall. Like I'll be walking, I'll be too borracho, too drunk. I just go like that and I put my head on the wall and wake up like that. Sometimes standing by the wall. Then I will see a coffee shop, and I said, "Ein's darkest coffee," and they gave me the darkest coffee. I would drink it. I sober up real quick. I walk to the billets, go eat me some breakfast. When I get back to the room, uh, I would take me a shower. Then in my refrigerator, I had the big Gatorades. Open it up and hydrate. You know, chug me a whole Gatorade. The fest beer was so strong that you could literally peel your lip. That's how strong the fest beer is in Germany. You can peel your lip. It'll burn your lip. That's how strong it was. The fest beer. They party, man. They like to party. There's a lot of partying in Germany, uh, especially they win. Uh, when I was out there, they won soccer. They had won the championship, the World Cup. Man, I stayed in the village. You could hear machine guns and shotguns going off because they were celebrating the victory. Yeah, they had a lot of techno with all the lights and the man the what do you call it? those chem lights with different colors, and man, they know how to party over there. Well, somebody says there's a lot of witchcraft there. I figure there's something like that. I seen a woman in the woods. Uh, she was fitting a big uh, javelina or boar with tusk. She was fitting with her hand. I guess she raised it or something. It was an old lady. I'm looking at that like, wow, that's crazy because the boar was way bigger than her, and she was fitting it with her hand. Then I thought I was going to the movies one time because I seen that thing like a movie, and it was like a little booth. I was in a booth. I was like, man, this is weird. It's not like the movies in the United States. So then this little curtain opens. You have to put money. The little curtain opens, and it's a girl that's dancing. She's naked. Then your money runs out. The little curtain closes. I was like, what the hell did I just? I thought it was a movie theater. It was not a movie theater. Oh yeah, a lot of drinking, lots of drinking. Beer, 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 say private, merry men are we. Shit, by the time we will go out to the economy, they'll be, my friends will be drinking till 6 in the afternoon on Fridays. So we all gather up, get ready by 10 o'clock. Everybody's already drunk, and they go drink some more. Me, I wouldn't drink. I would wait till we left to drink. I don't know how they did it, but man, they could drink. They could drink, and then we have to do PT the following day. Oh, one time we went out on a Thursday. It was a Friday. We doing PT, and man, there it smelled like beer. You know, first I was pissed off. Oh yeah, yeah, I believe it. I was afraid of the autobahn because they'd be going so fast on that. I don't know if it's 6 lane or 7th lane because they have a lot of lanes. Cars are going over 200 miles an hour there on that lane, or 180, 200. Uh, all the fast cars are flying down that lane. So when they have an accident, it's kind of like a hundred car pile up or 200 car pile up, something like that in that nature, because they're moving so fast down that lane. Well, imagine being uh, young, uh, and your first duty station was Germany. That was my first duty station. I go there and they're like, "Hey, you're going out with us." I said, "You don't have to worry about paying for anything. We got you." They bought me a Guinness beer, and it was like mortar oil, and I didn't like the taste. And I said, "Okay, okay." They got me a different one, but man, they were just trying to get me messed up because when you drink I was used to American beer, but it's kind of like the German beer is a lot stronger. So it got me. They got me the first day, the first time that I drank over there. Uh, there was some heavy drinkers. Me, I would just drink to a certain limit, take my time with the beer. Uh, and just because we had to walk back to the village, or we could take a cab. The cabs, they had Mercedes Benz and BMWs as cabs, so they'll be flying. It'll be like, hey, you make it there this fast, we'll give you a little bit of extra money. So they'd be flying down those roads. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The weirdest thing, one of the besides the witch that I encountered was it was the bar was called B15s, and they're already closed. So I walked out of there, and I said some people walking down stairs to the right beside the B15. I seen people going downstairs like there was a underground bar. So I go in there and I'm following the people, and they all look German, right? So I go in there and I'm the only one with a military haircut. I go in there, and as soon as I step inside there, this old uh, steel door closes. It's real. The guy is huge. He's like 6'9", 7 foot, big guy, and he puts this big old chain on it with a big old padlock. And I'm looking in there. It's like a cavern, and you see couples. Next thing you know, there's a couple over there. The girl goes with this guy over here, and they start switching couples. I guess I don't know, it was a swinger bar or whatever. So they start going at it right there, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm seeing myself, and I'm seeing these people acting very strange, And I tell the guy, I say, hey man, get me out of here, and because my sense is telling me something ain't right, right? And like the guy's not responding to me, he's just looking at me. And I said, look, I said, I didn't know what this is about. Just get me out of here. I need to go to work tomorrow. And then he just looks and he lets me out. But I didn't want to stay to see what was going to happen because it felt weird to me. It didn't, and I know there's swingers, but the way they were acting like if they were animals. And I'm thinking that maybe that location was something like, if there is such thing as a werewolf, maybe that was the layer of a werewolf, because they were sure acting, how should I say, animalistic. I just didn't see no transformations. That's why I decided to leave because I felt something weird was gonna happen, luckily the guy let me out. Yeah. When I was there, the dollar was worth more than the mark. So yeah, we had a blast. Hell yeah, we had a blast. At first, the first little bit of time that I was there, the first month or two, I was like a billets rat, in which I would buy CQs, do people CQs. They'll pay you good to they pay you good to pull their duty, like like a good $100, 60, and they'll buy you some food if they don't want to work a weekend. I said, sure, no problem. So everybody will come to me, whether it was for CQ or guard, multiple guard. Uh, they'll say, hey, you want to put my guard? I give you this much money. So sure, no problem. So I was making money, you know. But after a while, they're like, hey, man, you got to come out with us and all this. So once I started going out there with people, it's like, you know, to experience Germany, then I started liking it. So then it's when I started selling my 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 CQs and stuff like that to other people. Yeah, with friends, I was kind of like babysitting people because they get too drunk. I want to drink to a limit. So the people that were too drunk, I'll put them on my shoulders, carry them, put them in the cab, and I would give money to the cab driver, and I'll tell him where to take them, and he would go drop them off. I would just tell him Ferris Barracks. I would tell him by yeah, I'll tell him the Ferris Barracks. They would drop them close to the Ferris Barracks. That's where they would drop them off at. I would take care of a lot of people when they were drunk. Make sure they made it home safely. I had friends, female friends that were German. There were what was her name? Gabriela, and her sister was name was Rosa. It's it was her half sister or her sister. Uh, the father was Puerto Rican, so her name was Rosa. But Gabriel was it German or Czechoslovakian? Can't remember. But they own an apartment complex, and on that apartment complex in the basement, it had a bar. So when we would stop partying out there in the economy, we'd go to an after party at the bar. We'll party till like around 6, 7 in the morning. They had a room there for me where I would sleep. I had a big old bed. So, they were nice people to me. They treated me good. I'm not seeing any more comments here. Let me see, make sure the live chat messages are visible. Okay, they are. Let me drink some water real quick. Y'all making me get thirsty now. Now I want to drink me a Helles Bison. Oh yeah. Uh, I like eating the uh, calamari, gyros, pita, jagasisno, sugasisno, schnitzels. But the gyros pita was my favorite, which was more Greek. There was this little place where I would go. That's where I would sober up. Go there because they were closed at a certain time. I'll go there and I eat like around 10:30 or 11 at night. Or they already knew me. They already had my chair. They gave me a complimentary a little wine, and they gave me the big old pita with lamb meat. Oh my God! They reminded me of what we call fajitas, right? And the pita reminded me of tortilla. But it was good. I would tear it up. Like I said, the mark wasn't that expensive. The dollar had more value of the mark at that time, so we could get a lot of things pretty cheap. The gin, the gin looked like a spirit, disembodied spirit, but it was like the form of smoke. But it wasn't smoke. It was like, yeah, like smoke shadow. But then it would lunge. That's when you know it wasn't the smoke from burning tanks because it would literally lunge. You could see a shadow move and go into the people. That's why they're like demonic in nature. If somebody has a spiritual opening, that's how they attack. In which, what do demons do? They possess. So they possess the vessel. They make the guy that had the white flag given up throw the white flag down, bend down, grab the gun off the ground, and point. And that was it for that guy. When that vessel was destroyed, then it jumped to the other one, and to the other one, and to the other one, because it was out there collecting souls. I have a lot of videos of this shadow figures. Uh, I know how they look. Some of them look burnt from the face. There was one that had cracks in the face, and it looked like lava. The djinn or some of the spirits that I encounter, or demon like, like the djinn like, that they look burnt from the face, and they have cracks in their face where you can see like lava, like fire, you know. Those are the ones that I've seen one very close up like that. But the ones that were out there, they were just in the form of this. The way you could tell what's when they're in the person is because of the glare in the eyes of the person. When they enter the bodies, the person will have like a yellowish glare in their eyes, like a bright yellowish glare. That's when you know that the person had the djinn or something demonic in them because of the glare it was showing. Then it would jump to the next person, and then that person would have the glare in the eyes. Kind of like the same glare that like a shapeshifter skinwalker has. When they're in manifestation, they have a certain glare in their eyes that looks yellowish. That's where you can identify there's something ain't right when you see somebody that's got yellowish eyes, like a glow in them. That's when because you said that it's kind of like an elemental, right? Uh, they're gonna have a glow in their eyes. That's when you could tell the difference of when it's a regular person to a person being bonded by something. That if you look at the eyes, you're gonna see the true identity of what's within that individual. But the Jen or they were out there. How should I setting up people for failure? Uh, Possessing people to destroy the vessel so they can collect the soul. That's what the degen was doing. Yeah, it was. I was looking at everything because I was in the middle of combat, right? So I'm looking because I had already ran over a couple of foxholes. We already destroyed a lot of tanks. People were coming off the ground out of foxholes or underground bunkers. I was running over some of those underground bunkers with the tank that weighs 65 tons. Then, we were looking. I was stopping. We were looking because they had told us uh, to turn on. We turned on the. We had the tanks had, what do you call it? It's like a screen of smoke. So we turn on the smoke to back up because they're gonna land artillery further up. But before that is when the degen happened, where we're already up there, and the I seen it. I was looking at all the things that were happening. I had already eliminated a person that come out of the ground that jumped on my tank, and he had like yellowish eyes, but he jumped literally like 10 feet to land on top of my front deck. And he had an AK-47, so I had to eliminate him. I had my personal 9mm on my chest holster, I opened up the hatch. When he looked up to shoot at my TCN loader, I made a sound when he looked down, and there was bullets flying when I did this. There was bullets flying everywhere where they were ricocheting against where I was at, uh, because the people that were in the underground bunkers were shooting at me. And when I made the noise, he looked down, and that was it. One shot, one kill, eliminated him. But his eyes were yellowish, right? And that's when he fell down. That's when I noticed something in the air that was just. I thought it was smoke, but then it just looked like different than the smoke that was there. And then when I seen it move, and it went into a person, then I said, "No, that's no way that's smoke." But they all had the same glare, the yellowish glare in their eyes when the degen was in them. He had a yellowish glare in their eyes. But you could say that they had superhuman strength when the degen was in them. That guy literally jumped, like, I would say, like 10 feet from a standstill. Like, imagine standing still and taking a leap and jumping. This guy was like Air Jordan without running. Like, jumped a long distance for just one leap. One leap was a long distance, and landed on my front slope of my tank. That's when I was like, "Whoa, what are we? What are we fighting here? What are we dealing with?" I never seen nobody do nothing like that. But the only thing that can do something like that is they're being demonized, being possessed. Oh yeah, all the videos that I place out there, I capture them because they show themselves to me. So when I capture them in video, I put them out there. Uh, but the degen is the same thing, I believe, of what's here. The DDN. They're all of the same. They come from the same locations. They're what they do is uh, division and chaos to cause havoc. There was a person that says, "I've met a degen before, and degens have tattoos. That's not what they do." I said, "Ma'am, I don't know where you met the degen, or maybe a person tricked you to say that the word degen and you had tattoos, but that's not what I witnessed in combat." We're talking about two different locations. You're talking about you met a degen and you were eating dinner with them. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what I seen in combat, which is eating dinner is one thing. I think she's seen the movie of the degen. There was a movie of some kind of degen. Maybe she's seen that movie. I don't know. Uh, but what I witnessed, uh, he took advantage of a lot of people, in which a lot of people got killed because of the degen. These people that had white flags in their hand, which means surrender, that they were voluntarily surrendering. Demons of violence. Well, when in war, somebody's going to live and somebody's going to die. So that's why I call them, in a sense of a way, like soul collectors. When you think about soul collectors, you can think about a hellhound, the Hat Man, uh, but they have red eyes. Like soul collectors. But the djinn was destroying the vessels by possessing them and making them do things, and then the body gets destroyed. Then the jinns, as in disembodied spirit, would jump out and jump to the next person and on to the next person. There's a lot of us soldiers that come from over there from the Muslim world with attachments of the jinn in them. They're coming back, you could say, bonded or possessed, where they're different because the jinn is having full control of them. So, if people were to ask me, is there a jinn in the United States? I will tell you yes. I've seen it through some of the soldiers that came back from the Iraqi wars, that they had the jinn in them. I'm just being honest with y'all. So if you see a soldier acting crazy or whatever, it might not be the person uh, acting crazy because a soldier is acting that way because of the jinn or anything demonic. You know, like the DDN, they want division. They want division and chaos to take control of the scenario or a vessel. So if people say, "Oh, that person's crazy," they're gonna leave them alone. The DJ ain't got full control of them. You know, if somebody would understand this and they would say, "I tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name," the jinn will flee, and the person will become free. But military doesn't want to implement spiritual warfare. They don't want to bring in Jesus Christ into the picture, even though the soldiers that pray uh, before going to combat pray daily. You know, the military, it's kind of like they're setting up the soldiers for failure. You know, not teaching them or letting them know what to do if they run into the degen. You know, they don't give them the any kind of spiritual wisdom or knowledge to be able to fight off the degen. Like I said, it's dealing with the balance, and it's a combat environment in which people die. So yes, there's many soldiers, veterans that have come back with a degen in them because they're being bonded or possessed by the degen. Yes, it's pretty bad over there, man. Pretty bad. And I'm more sure that they know the degen is in full effect over there in the front lines. They just don't tell the soldiers. Luckily, me that I'm spiritually blessed to be able to see these things. So I got to witness the degen. You know, honestly, I don't think there's somebody that has a story of what I've shared with you all about the degen or what I witnessed in combat. I haven't heard anything like that, but that's what I witnessed. Which I knew then that it wasn't just a war of war, it was a war of spirit. There's a lot of things happening there that people don't they talk about or they want to keep it secretly. Here in Spiritually Equipped Encounters, I'll talk about all my experiences, even experience from the military, so people could understand that some of our loved ones that come from a combat environment might have an attachment of that, especially if they're out there in the front lines, when somebody die or they have to take a life, that they might have an attachment of the degen or something demonic. Yeah. Imagine, I figured that the degen opening that they had on the soldiers from over there is that they were tired, they were exhausted, they were hungry, they were afraid. That was the opening they used to possess, bond and possess those individuals. Yeah, they're out there Trust me. They come. They're in numbers. No difference than the Legion. They come in numbers. There's many. I seen them when I went back. I went there in '95 on a rotation to guard the border. I seen the Jinn out there. We had burned some trash during the day. And, I had my tank on, the thermals. I could see the heat of of the of the how should I say, the ashes of the pit. But then around it I could see these dark figures. He didn't read his signature, but you could see tall figures around that heat. Then when I would look with my naked eye, couldn't see nothing. And I looked through the thermals, I could see them standing around the heat. There was like 12 strong standing around it, but you could only see a dark silhouette through the thermals, which means that it's something that's not alive. We can see it has no heat signature. Same things I would see here in Fort Hood or Fort Cavazos now. Well, when I know what is Fort Hood is down in the ranges, I always see things like that too with my thermals, where you see something moving that has no heat signature, but it's huge or it's massive. That's why I said they're disembodied demonic Nephilim. Yeah, there's been a lot of soldiers that were affected. Not everybody knows about Jesus Christ, because some, they have the memories from war, but not everybody was able to identify the jinn. I could identify it because I could see it or it showed itself to me. That's when I'll go into prayer. Or pray not just for me, for all of my members of my crew. And I would pray for all the other people that were there in the Alpha Alpha I was with. But I would witness them. People wanna worry about things that are in the inner earth. Man, the real enemies here amongst us up on earth, and they're already in place. They're in place in disembodied form, as DDN, shadow figures, the jinn, name anything, and we'll place it as that category. They're in place already. You got some that are deceiving people that think they're Bigfoots, but they're not Bigfoots. They're those demonic beings that they're manifesting to look that way. So they got a lot of people already, you could say, bonded, spiritually oppressed. You got them believing that Bigfoot is real. You got them believing that the dogmen are real because of the manifestations that they take, that they can look like something beastly. But yes, there's a lot of people that are being spiritually bonded amongst us, that are being bonded daily. That's why I say to you to maintain your love foundation and to always place Jesus Christ first. If there's something that happened you don't understand, tell him to give you the guidance to be able to overcome what you're going through or what you're witnessing. And he will. That's why I'm still here. I witnessed a lot of things. Got a lot of testimonies. Yeah. I can share a story with you. It's a little bit out of character, but he's dealing with something in the desert. I had to go use the restroom real bad. It was nighttime, and I told my lieutenant, "Sir, I need to go use the restroom." So I had this MRE box, but just we used we would take the inside of the MRE out, so we had the MRE box that we used as a restroom. So I dug a hole and I started handling business. Right, I'm sitting on it, handling business. Next thing you know, I hear a lot of things around me, and you can hear a lot of movement around me. And I'm yelling, "Hey, I think there's something down here with me. I think it's scorpions." There's because you could hear movement all around me. When they hit me with the light, it was those dung, what do you call them, dung bugs. You could see nothing but black around me. The dung beetles, they were all around me everywhere. They were coming for the dung, for the poop. But it was one of those that imagine I had no. It's dark. I didn't have my PVS 7s. I just went there to handle business, and I seen the nothing but this. When they hit me with a light, it was nothing but black things around me. It's crazy. You know, I just handled my business and got out of there real quick. You know those black beetle dung bugs, uh, how they look in the movie The Mummy. Well, they were all black. They were all around me. A lot of them. They came from everywhere, from under the ground or something. They were all around me. That was like one of the craziest things that happened to me when I was out there. That one, and they killed a couple of scorpion. I found a red scorpion, a little baby red scorpion, and after I did a little bit of research afterwards, they said that the little scorpion was the deadliest scorpion out there. That if it would have stung me, I would have been instantly dead. I just didn't know it was a little red scorpion. I didn't know that that's what I had in my hand. So I have a tattoo here of a red scorpion. It's a tribal tattoo. So basically, what I'm saying is, be careful what you pick up when you're not in a different region that is not where you live. Be careful what you handle, because if it would have stung me one time, I would have been dead. You have to be aware of your surroundings. Another thing that was out there was cobras, sand vipers. Sand vipers were blending with the sand, but the cobras, there was cobras that would come out at nighttime. Thank you, brother Alex. I don't know what time it is right now. Let me look real quick. It's 2:46 in the morning. But I hope y'all enjoyed some of the stories here tonight on spiritual encrypted encounters. Yeah, dung beetles, hundreds of them around me, and there. My crew was laughing at me. We were a 4-man crew. They were laughing at me. They're like, they were just cracking up. I mean, it was just freaked out. You go out there when we're in the middle of Timbuktu. We just barely did a maneuver, and then it's like I had to go handle some business because I had eaten an MRE. MRE didn't sit well with me, and that happened. Yeah. Uh, Another thing that I've seen out there that it came from the Middle Earth. No, it came from the ground. Was a giant, I don't know, some kind of reptilian, kind of lizard. I don't know. It was like a dragon. I don't know what kind of lizard it was in the sand. All I know is this: that this lizard. You ever see those movies where the old movies where the lizard looks? You could tell it's like a lizard, but that it's like a low budget movie. Well, I seen a lizard like that. It was massive. The lizard was longer than the tank, sitting on the sand dune looking at us as we were doing maneuvers, passing it by. Just it wouldn't run away from us. It was bigger than us. That's what I witnessed out there. A massive lizard. They look, you could say, kind of prehistoric. Next thing you know, the lizard went back into Earth, like huge. Went back into the sand. I knew it was a layer that it had out there or what, but it went right back under. You don't know what's underneath the sand, just like you don't know what's underneath the ocean, right? A lot of terrains that haven't been, should I say, uh, you don't know what's underneath the sand. It was color green. He wasn't even desert color. That was worried about it. It was literally color green. I was going to be like that movie. Turn on a lighter. What did you see? Godzilla. Godzilla. So that area, because we had to stay there, we called it the Dragon's Lair. You know, that's where we had to guard the border. So we called that area where we seen the giant reptilian lizard. We named it the Dragon's Lair. So when we be scanning the TRPs, they're like, "Hey, the dragon is out. The dragon is out of his lair." And we scan with the tank. Then we see the the big old lizard looking at us. After we're looking into the sides, it was huge. And then they're we playing around. They're like, "Hey, Godzilla's back in his lair." It would go back inside the hole. So, but it was pretty big. I never got close enough to find out what kind of lizard it was or if it was carnivorous. I didn't want to know, so I left it alone. I've heard stories of the Mongolian earthworm. We see it where I think there was it's one of those shows. What was it called? They used to have this show. What if? I don't know what was the name of the show. I can't remember on top of my head right now. When I do remember it, I'll let y'all know. But it had a story of some guys that were part of a race that they had to drive across a desert in their little like a three-wheeler or dune buggy, and they ran into the Mongolian death worm. Uh, this poisonous, in which when it bites you, it numbs you, and then it keeps on stinging you. After a while, your body becomes numb, then it gets you and drags you underneath the sand and eats you. It was a show about that. It was an episode of the Mongolian death worm. I just can't remember the name of the series. They used to show it on TV. They had one where the one with the Mongolian death worm. They had one of the Yeti. They had captured a Yeti, and he was in a boat in a ship. It escaped and started killing the whole crew. Uh, they had one of one of the militaries over there in Somalia and Bosnia that they found a underground cave, and the underground cave there was some they were following the signal, and the one of the soldiers got attacked, got taken, and then so we'll come back to help you. And then another soldier got taken, but they said there were these giant bat-like creatures. It was that was just a show, you know. They were showing TV, but yeah, but I didn't see no giant worms. I did see a giant lizard. It was massive. It was huge. It was bigger than the tank. There we go. I think that's what it is. Beyond belief, factor. That's what I'm talking about. There was one that they had about a giant millipede or centipede that was killing people too. I know I didn't run into no Mongolian earthworm in the desert. Just this other the cobras, this giant green reptilian lizard that I don't know what the hell it was. That was bigger than the tank. Uh, I don't know about no Stargate or anything like that in Iraq. I don't know about nothing like that. If, there's a lot of people that be making a lot of stuff up, man. Trust me, if there was such a thing, I would have already found out. The reason I say that is because I got friends that are still serve for the work for the government, and they're up there in higher echelons. Some that are in the military, and some that work for government operations such as uh, special black ops or special ops, the ones that have those special equipment, high technology. I have my loader. He retired from the military and he opened up his own business, high tech, and then now he's a vice president of this big company, and that's what they do. He showed me some stuff, but he would know. He would know if so. He would know about the Gondar giant. He would know about uh, uh, what you're speaking about, the Stargate. He would know about all that because he was in charge of how should I say uh, those operations, those missions through because he would give them the high tech equipment, the special ops weapons that they needed to go and handle a mission like that. Yes, so trust me, he would have let me know there was a Gondar giant. He would have let me know about all these things, in which you got to be careful what you're believing in, man. When people say something, it's not necessarily true. I was in Operation Desert Storm. I was in the Battle of Medina Ridge. We fought Saddam Hussein's Medina Republican Guard. Yeah, I'm just letting you know. My buddy, he would know it was true or not because he would work with the Navy SEALs, with all those people that get sent off on special missions. He would know, and he never said nothing to me. You know, but there is something. Uh, this technology that's out right now, this nanotechnology. Sometimes I think things like that, but I'm more the nanotechnology that's out there is more dangerous than if something did exist, because that technology can go. I should have say, so we talk about the balance. It can go off by itself, go crazy, and to control that, then we have to have some kind of special uh, weapon or things to fight if your nanotechnology goes haywire, goes against you. Yeah, he's always real busy. Uh, I got him. He's on my friends list on Facebook, and he's on my friends list on Instagram. But I found him. Sent him a friend request. I tracked down my lieutenant. My lieutenant, he works for is it Microsoft? That's where he works for. Then I got my loader that he's up there. Works for the government. He was always real smart. And my gunner, he he retired. He did like 40. I don't know, like a lot of years, 35 years, 40 years. I don't know. A lot of years uh, working for because he was in the army. Then he went into the reserves or National Guard, and that's what he was doing. So he finally got to retire. Name was Pont. He was from the Virgin Islands, uh, but he's they're all still alive. I try to stay in contact with them. We're a 4-man crew, so don't believe everything that you hear that is being said. That's all I can tell you, man. Yeah, I can't say too much about the works that he does. I'm not sure everything is confidential. The only thing I can tell you is that he would know about all the things that we're speaking of. Does a lot of traveling. He operates a lot of technology, uh, high tech equipment. It was before 911, way before 911. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, I don't want to keep you all up too much longer. It's 3:02 in the morning. I want to give me a little bit of rest too. I hope you've enjoyed the conversations that we've had here this evening. The only thing I can tell you, brothers and sisters, is don't believe everything that you hear. You know, if there was a Bigfoot, there will be a body. If there was a giant, there will be a body. That's all I can tell you. You know, but being in combat, there's got to be a confirmed kill, a body or a body bag. You know. Yes, that's what I heard. The new Call of Duty is about Desert Storm. You're welcome. But in saying that, you know, like I said, thank you all for tuning in. I'm getting a little bit tired. Uh, God bless you and your families. Uh, check out the short reels uh, so you can see what I speak of when I talk about DDN, something that's in disembodied form, spirit form. Check out the short reels that I got. So you can see what I'm talking about. Now that I can tell you exist because I have the proof to show it through my short reels. I got pictures, but short reels because you see movement. Oh man. Good night, everybody. God bless you and your families. Peace out.